Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Anyways, I was on Reddit, popular website, and I was reading a post from a subreddit called Are Millennials? And in that subreddit, someone had posted, we all know 2020 brought the pandemic, but does anyone else feel it brought something else malignant along with it? Malignant? I don't know if I said that correctly. But that leads basically to the reason why I titled the video as I did. Millennials and Gen Z are done being employees. So, for one thing, is that the pandemic basically grinded the economic machine to a halt. So it just stopped all the flows, etc., etc. Okay. Now, with that being said, because that was the case, a lot of people would stop and reevaluate their lives, right? Because, they've been fired. They realize that they're not really getting much in terms of life. They need more things going on, etc. Now, the thing is that you start to have a lot of people also burn out. A lot of people in the healthcare industry in particular, they would, do what they're supposed to do. They had a lot of cases, so they got tired. And quite frankly, they just had enough of it. They had enough of the people overfilling the hospitals, etc. Now, here's where things turns for the worse. At least for the healthcare professionals, but I'm going to dive into a different sector in a moment. Originally, they were heroes. They're working all these hours, they're saving people. Then eventually, it becomes the opposite. You have family members dying from, the disease, and you will have family members of those people dying attacking the healthcare staff. That's what will happen. And add to it, you will even have higher levels of disrespect to everyone in the healthcare profession, whether that be EMTs, paramedics, nurses, medical doctors. If you were in the healthcare field, okay, you are going to be viciously attacked and insulted and basically degraded. So, where does this lead me to? This leads me to, and more importantly, leads people, particularly millennials and Gen Zers, as not dealing with being in the healthcare industry, because right now there is a need for healthcare professionals. Now, let's just look at it from a general standpoint. What we saw during the pandemic is a huge benefit gain to one predominant group of people, and that is business owners. You had a bunch of PP loans come out, and till this day, the government is still trying to find people and get them to pay back the PPP loans that they have acquired. I believe it was like billions of dollars that were unaccounted for the PPP loan scams, etc. And a lot of people who were employees saw their employer fire them, either buy a new truck, remodel their house, get a Tesla, etc. All the while, they're poor, they're homeless, and they're trying to find, and I put in quotes, work so that they could survive. Now, you've been working for we don't know how many years, and instantly you get fired, but you're not fired because the business is doing bad. No, instead, you are fired because your boss needs a Ford F-150. Yes, you heard it correctly. Now, This isn't the first time this may have happened to a lot of people. In 2008, when you had the Wall Street crash or the financial collapse, a lot of people who were children during the time saw their parents struggle. Now they come up and they start to realize, wait a minute, the only people who are really dominating are business owners. That's it. That's who really dominates. So you look into the healthcare industry, you know who dominates in the healthcare industry? It's not medical doctors. It's not cardiologists. It's not neurosurgeons. No, 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 no. It is the businessman who controls the hospital. That's who dominates in the medical profession. And they themselves wish to try and get more people into medicine so that they can use them as best as they possibly can for their labor. Meanwhile, they'll come in, have the hospital get bought by private equity, and they'll just go their merry way. That's what they wish to do. You see what I'm saying? So, how do a lot of people retaliate? Number one, a lot of people say, hey, that's just the system they're in, so they just become business people. Okay. Second thing is, you don't just, sorry, you don't put in as much work, effort into your job. Why would I come in and make some money if I'm not going to be capable of making some money myself? In fact, the person who you're making money for is probably going to come in, purchase real estate in your neighborhood, in your town, in your community, and have you, let me repeat this again, have you get squished out because you can't afford the property taxes. Because even though you own your house, you still got to pay property taxes, right? That's what happens. So it leaves a conundrum for a lot of people. Millennials, Gen Z, what exactly do they do? Well, if they can be employees, they would struck out for themselves. Because truthfully, real work means that you're working for other people with your own craft and business without having a job. But that's a whole nother discussion. I might talk about that in another video or past videos. But what's important to understand is, because a lot of millennials and Gen Z people are not trying to be employees, everyone is going to compete, including businesses. Because businesses have a lot of for hire sign, we're hiring, etc., etc. But the problem is that how do you hire someone that cannot trust you? See, in order for people to, engage in commerce, right? They need to trust you. Because when you do sales, and I know a lot of people don't do sales, but I do sales. One of the things is that you have to develop a connection and have a reputation that is positive in order for people to engage in trade and commerce with you. See, it can't just be all about the technicals all the time, because real trade and commerce is social. It's not technical, it's social. And when you have a paradigm where your business, you're a quote unquote, group of people that are hiring, right? Then the question I need to ask myself is, okay, are you actually hiring, or are you trying to just acquire more data? I don't know that. I truly don't. So if that's the case, why, as a person who wishes to become employed, would I try and get with you, work under you? Because we know businesses, when they're asking for people to hire, they're asking for a bunch of applications. They're not just asking for one person and they come in, they hire. It's like, no, 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 no. I want to have a selection. I don't just want to have one or two people. right? So that's all I got to say in regards to this topic. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.